Let's just jump in here, shall we? Let me just give it low. My back is trash. All right. I'm going to put up on the screen, not necessarily my reference, but the whole point. Is it this one? Test one. Fix this. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Hope you're having a good day. I hope it's calm, chillaxing. I hope you're chillaxing, being productive. Just get my tools. HP LED. I believe this is 2B. I don't know how. I probably won't be using this too often. Does seem a bit washed out. I had to turn off some of my lights. Got some reload. All right, let's just go. I think I'm good with the Hulk's torso. I'm already bumping into this. I thought I fixed it. Anyway. Ike's Design. How you doing, man? I'm doing well, man. How are you? How are you? Thanks for jumping on. We chilling today, brother. You working on anything? Or you just getting your art on as well? Fantastic. I'm gonna need this. Are you all inked out? I hear you. Well, I'm just gonna start jumping on this, brother. I appreciate you having me on, even if I'm just in the background. I think I'm pretty much done with the Hulk here. I might start working on Wolverine a bit. I'm gonna wait on the bottom. Just work my way from the more interesting aspect of this drawing to the monotonous. I'm still not sure what type of background I'm gonna do, or not background. I'm trying to imagine and keep it to that original cover. I think they were in the Canadian wilderness in that cover. So, but I'm not going to worry about that. Am I have a problem using pencils again? Nah, man, you're good, man. Your artwork is so good. Do you find what I'm trying to ask here, because I have a hard time coming up working with color pencils the way I do a regular graphite pencil. Oh, and thank you about the background comment. So do you find it easier to jump into color pencil as opposed to graphite? What what kind of shoes do frogs wear? Open-toed sandals. That's another classic. Hitting it out the park every time. Thank you, Angela. Yeah, going straight for the jugular. If you stick to single color, I figure, yeah. When you mix color pencils, yeah. You know, dude, I have. Do I have it near me? I want to show you something. Brand new. Brand new. I don't know. I wouldn't call them the same as color pencils, even though most of the reviews will say so. I can't do it. I can't use them. I've tried. I tried going over. Dude, I can't even open it. That's how long it's been. So, I've tried going over, but very little. I rarely use them. Like, I don't know how. I wonder what I would use the red for. Bella Racklin, the way she uses color pencils over alcohol markers is top notch. And you know how it is. Oh, they use it. I can use it. I'll try it. And I haven't been very successful in doing it. And I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to start practicing on another medium just yet. So I stick to my grayscale. Exactly. When other people use them. You know what? I'm going to zoom in this camera. Maybe you'll be able to see it a little better. And I can take that out the way. Yeah, I don't think I have the patience either. I hear you, bro. I don't know how much detail I'm going to be able to get on Wolverine. I'm going to have to make him impactful. He's just so much shorter. fantastic. I'm glad it's contagious, brother. I don't normally do the white outline over my figures, but I tried it on a recent painting, and it came out really well. That I don't know, man. I might just stick to doing it, and adding it to my artwork. You know how we're always trying to find some way to make it ours. Not that it's an original concept, but always trying to find something to make our artwork stand out. Move the mic so I won't.
See you, the change seeker, the first gen college grad.
Oh, the, you know, I rarely use them. Um, I don't even remember when I got this thing. But I had all of these little eraser nibs, and the original was so stale that it didn't even cross my mind that when I went to use it, it just tore a gross gray mark all over my previous artwork. I wish it was a little bit smaller to give finer detail, but that's what the kneaded eraser is for. I think that's cool. I gotta darken up. Like, I have so many art tools that I don't use and I've had for years that I'm like, I have to. You gotta use them at one point, right? You gotta make them earn their place in the in the drawer. I have. This probably might be my favorite tool, and I don't use it as much as I want to. The helix here, the helix compass for circles. It's one of those things where you look at it, you be like, man, everything I draw has circles in it. I rarely use it, but when I do, it's a lot of fun. That one stays in the drawer. I don't know if I want to keep his leg there. Yeah. Yeah. I've gone and bought things and at the store and go up, I can use this, and then I'll get home, put it in the drawer right next to the actual piece that I already had. It's a little too often. And it's the same with the type of paper. Growing up, all we ever had was just regular paper, regular, whatever, copy paper. Now there's everything. I'm working on a painting that's on acrylic paper. This is Strathmore Bristol Smooth. I don't know why I chose to do graphite on the smooth when I have vellum over there. I have the watercolor Arches paper that I'm just like, I got mixed media paper. It's too much, bro. I'll be quick with these ads. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I'll read it. Every time I think about I have found the right paper, seen other artists do something with another paper. Yeah, man, I. For watercolor, you think you need thicker paper? Yeah. I found uh, when I paint with gouache that I don't even care about the paper anymore, um, because of the method of spraying my drawing, if it's going to be a drawing painted over a drawing, with fixative and gesso, because the paper just ends up having the same texture no matter what. So what I've done lately is I'll find the paper that suits me best or suits the artwork best, do my best on that, and if I'm going to paint it, it doesn't matter. But I hear you. I'm trying to think, the last time I used this paper may have been that Superman painting. But I use that paper because it's smooth. It does really well with black ink, especially on the brush pens. It's really smooth. But I'm constantly going back and forth between this vellum and the smooth. If I don't paint this and I want to feel like drawing something in that size, I'll just grab the other vellum, the other art pad, and go to town. If I know it's going to be just pencils, I might just spray it and leave it on whatever paper I feel best. It depends. What is this? Like I said, it doesn't. Oh, this is. I tore the. Oh, here we go. What is this? That's not it. For the acrylic paper I was using in my previous painting, it's 300. For the Bristol, I can't remember what the GSM is. But like again, if I'm it hasn't made that much of a difference to me because I use my fixative and gesso over it. And this, even if I don't paint it, I'm going to spray with fixative anyway, and it makes these lines pop. The contrast to be amazing. I'll probably have to Google, brother, but yeah, this watercolor paper that I've used before is $250. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, that acrylic paper is really thick. Why did I use it on? No, I can't remember. This is vellum. That's pretty smooth. Give me 1 second, bro. Yeah, this is. Sorry, I didn't mean to step away. This is that acrylic paper. This is 300 GSM. It is thick. I found drawing on it kind of interesting. But lately, what I've been doing is I've been trying to find a paper that provides pretty good texture. I didn't like at first drawing on watercolor paper, but I found lately that it gives really good texture. Dead air. The nerds are out. The art nerds are out. Yeah, we're talking about paper. No, I love it. My Old Testament. These are my Old Testament portraits. Am I going to paint over them? I think so. I have to start working on various skin tones. I'm not using the Zorn palette as for diverse skin tones as much as I should. So yeah. But this was one of those things that it was the first sheet in that acrylic sketchbook, and I wanted to get something out. I was in between finishing a painting and starting a new project, personal, and a new project commission. And I was like, let me just get some of this out of my system. This is for a future personal project that I want to do, where I want to try to do paintings based on the old from the Bible, Old and New Testament, and I'm just trying to get through some of the stuff. But yeah, I think long answer to your question. Yes, I think I'm going to paint these. All right, let me show you this one here. So, this is what I've been using a lot lately for some of my artwork. Mixed media paper, 185. Again, as long as I get good texture when I'm drawing. But some of them are softer. That's why I've been... This is the last Halloween painting, drawing I did. I was studying the skull here. And what I did, this held 120 sheets, but it's because I don't like that binding when I'm drawing. So I remove them and tape them onto boards. And I have 2 of these, so whenever I finish one here, I'll grab my other board. And I always got something. I always got one in the chamber, ready to go. And it makes it easy when I fix and gesso them to paint over it. Yeah, what is this? This one's a little bit heavier, 224. This one's not too bad. This was last year mostly. This was no fixative, straight painting onto the paper. I don't remember if I taped it. Taped a book. I think I may have clipped it. So I like to avoid that wrinkle. So I think I went pretty thick on these. Light wash, but not too watery. But I kind of like the texture of this. Oh, this one I sprayed already. That was ready. This is for one of those. Yes, mixed media. The watercolor does work on the mixed media. It's a little thicker. The thing that, so it might end up pooling, P-O-O-L-I-N-G, pooling a bit more than you may want to. But it should work. Yeah, man. I try to get away from people that say, "Oh, only use watercolor for watercolor. Only use gouache for mixed media." Because we all do it. Yeah, it is David. Use what makes you whatever makes your artwork pop. You use it. I've been going back and forth with gouache, with watercolor and mixed media. but I haven't done watercolor in a long time. So, but my first few layers of gouache is always as a mixed media. Good lord, as a in watercolor texture. Let me take a sip. Barbero, how you doing, man? Welcome. And are you really a barber? See, these are the type of images that I'm trying to get through on that future project, that Bible theme stuff. Like, everybody knows the story of David and Goliath. I wanted to have different type of angles and portrayals of those biblical stories. So now I'm not sure. I was talking to my wife yesterday or today. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to. I wanted to have the cast shadow of of Goliath over David, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. See what happens. It's ready though. It's fixed and gessoed. You can hear the no ASMR for you. So that's why, to me, if I'm going to paint it, doesn't matter. That's what's up, bud. Better. Let's go 23 years. All right. Yeah, keys, Ikes, man. And then I have some arches that I've made such a big deal when I bought them because of the cost that it added a layer of anxiety for me to use them. Oh, you're just learning. You're going to ruin it. So they just been sitting there. I don't have the same type of desire to go over them, but I'm sure when my stock of paper starts running low, I'm going to grab them. In fact, you know what? Maybe I'll just mess around and use the arches next time I do the live stream. Just to rip the bandage. But yeah, I have a little bit of everything. Yeah, bro. And then the last thing I do is I seal them. I seal the gouache with a wax medium. Because I've seen and heard horror stories concerning fixatives or varnish. This has worked amazing for me and is waterproof. All right, let's get back to drawing Wolverine, shall we? But yeah, man. So your initial question about the 300 GSM, are you referring to for watercolor? I'm sorry, 165 for watercolor? $300 GSM for watercolor? Yeah, man. That'll work, bro. Watercolor to me, I feel is more intimidating than gouache. And I did watercolor for about 2 years. I thought that was going to be my medium. I thought it was going to be it. I had some success on it. I'll show you a book in a second. What's up, Art Nerdy? Welcome. Thank you for coming through. We just chatting and nerding out about paper. You know, I'm going to show you something real quick. Let me just dab some of this stuff off. This was the benefit of finding out. Thank you, Art Nerdy, of using this smooth paper. Because there's no grit to the paper, the graphite kind of sits on top, and you can remove a bit easier the graphite, but it also adds some really good dimension and texture. And what I'm doing, I'm just sticking the eraser, and it'll leave indentations, and it'll look like texture or ripples or muscles, and it just adds a bit more grit to what you're, in this case, what I'm working on. I gotta apologize for if my lights kind of like ghost out the image. This paper is just really reflective. Okay, so
Up to $900 on all Beauty Rest Black adjustable sets. Plus, get up to
I'm gonna have to go with the darker pencil. I'm sticking to Wolverine's classic costume. Can we zoom in on that costume? It's still one of the coolest. Nice. Creative Solutions, welcome. You know what? Some tea will be nice. But it's really warm in my room, and if I start drinking hot tea, then I'm gonna start melting in here. And I have a fan on, so, and it's not working. But I'm super glad you made it. Feeling slow, gotcha. I wouldn't mind, sweetheart. I'll just take off my my jacket. I don't know how much more I'll be able to do on that Wolverine, man. Alright. Sorry for the buzz. Alright, not too shabby. I like that. How can I use that? My son wanted me to draw Wolverine just in a fervor, and I don't know if I can. The glare coming out of this paper is killing me. Let's see if I can do that. Creative, you mean the... Oh, I just had it. The tantrum, the toddler tantrum pose. I don't think I can get enough contrast to make him drooling. I might have to do it if I paint it, when I paint it. Alright, so this, I might have to Google texture for like snow or something, or debris. All I can think of right now is to give him a shadow. That's as much as I'll be able to take out without. Thank you, sweetheart.
We see you. The change seeker. The first gen college grad. The number cruncher.
That's hot.
This-
I'm glad I'm not painting today. I would have been dipping my. And I creative. I stole your idea and decided to have some tea after all. But I was gonna say I am glad I'm not painting, because then wouldn't risk taking a sip of paint water or dipping my brushes into it. Stick to drawing today. All right, let me see. Yeah, the claws, I think, is it. Follow the forearm. I don't think I'm going to exaggerate with his claws, considering everything else seems so exaggerated. So, I'm sorry if you guys can't see it. No, that might not be it. I'll have to find a way to fix that. That works. Using graphite to erase graphite. Who knew? Why not? The bounce on the eraser here left a pretty cool lens glare on that blade. Try not to lose that. Creative, I think you can do it, absolutely. Um, and I know your concerns or issues with contrast, but if you spray your pencils over with some fixative, if not a fixative varnish, the varnish actually helps the contrast of the graphite better than fixative does. Um, you'll be able to see your line marks better. But then I end up going over it with a gesso also, because of fixative and the varnish is to prevent it's to stop water, and gouache is water based. You're gonna have you're gonna have a lot of fun trying to get water to stick to on top of fixative. I learned that the hard way. I didn't want to do the chest muscle, but ooh, I can't believe I forgot those. There you go. I tell you what, go into it with the intention to ruin it, and then you'll see you end up doing something really beautiful with it. Reverse psychology on yourself. See, now every practice sketch that you do is going to be amazing, and you're like, I'm not going to paint over it. Now, how the mind works, right? I think they do this. Oh. Getting back spasms. I think that looks quite alright. Now I gotta work on his pants. Yeah. You mentioned that creative about kind of like the idea of drawing without filming. And I hear you, man. Like I never really thought about it too often, and then when I started the channel and starting to get really good with the channel, I felt like oh, I can't just sit at the coffee table or sit at the dining room table or in the living room and sketch something. I need to be, on film all the time, or pictures or it never happened. I think there's always some type of a weird unnecessary stress over it. It kind of sucks. But here, I'll show you something. So you won't. Give me a moment. Because I know exactly how you feel. Like this one was the original, kind of like the idea. Just trying to get it out. Had fun. Didn't get a chance to record it. Didn't want to. I think I did I don't remember. No, I didn't do a short either. I just took pictures of it. Then I'm like, oh, I could do the cover. Terrible. So then I hit the camera thinking I was gonna be hot stuff. Look at that mug right there. That's what came out, and I'm like, oh my, nope. Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely. do it like this. I'm getting a terrible glare, which is why I'm leaning over so extreme like. I like that look, man. I want to see if I can. Might be it for these guys. Let's get some pants on this. Trying to see what it looks like on screen. His leg is bugging me. Oh, thank you. I've done so much of just single character drawings. I've been trying so hard to use the whole page in my artwork lately. I've spent so many, ruined so many pieces of paper with just a single character or something like that, which is in what my comfort zone is. I'm really trying to push compositions and that type of level and putting them where they should be. So thank you for saying that. It is something that I am trying to get better at. We can get shoestrung. Is that the expression? Or we can get pigeonholed, or just paint ourselves in a corner with our artwork. I'm good at portraits, so I think I'm good at portraits, so all I will do is portraits or hide their feet because I don't draw feet as often, or hide. I'm trying to get an opportunity to do everything. hopefully in the future I'll be able to do sequential art, comic book art, or graphic novel work, or stories that I can. I'm not a writer. I'm an idea factory. I'll come up with an idea and be great in concept, but I can't. I currently cannot put dialogue, setting that type of stuff from A to B to C to D, and I'll give you a beginning and the ending. I think that looks a little better now. I had bought these things. Where did I put them? To help with composition, but I haven't used them. I use them after the fact. Where are you guys? You can tell how often I use them if I can't find them. Ah, here we go. Okay. But yeah, when I was in art school, the first art school I went to was a Bunker Hill Community College back in Boston, and I only was able to do one semester, not even a full year, a semester. As things happened, my family was growing, and I had to go to work, and they had the best in terms of fundamentals that I learned so much in those 3 months, and a lot of still life stuff that I don't know, but still life, and just those 3 months. That I wish I can remember that professor's name, but he was awesome. Composition thing. I bought these, rule of 3, the spiral. Let's see if I can help here. I might have to zoom out. Here, I'll show you what they look for first. We have these on all our cameras, right? When you're about to take a picture, you can set up your viewfinder to have this grid. Just put it over. Let me see if I can do this little interactive this way. So that's kind of cool to check your stuff out. That's not too bad. If you guys are interested in any of the goofy stuff that I use, let me know and I'll find the links for them. These were for the 3, maybe like $4 or $5. I got them at Amazon. That's that one. I don't know how to use this one as well. This is the spiral. I know it's supposed to go from detail. This one may not fit. We may not even see it. This way. All right, so this one's a bust. maybe. But I've noticed that in a lot of my compositions, this one seems to be kind of like the instinctual one. I've gone through some of my older paintings and realized that the majority of them follow this compositional alignment. So but honestly, nobody ever goes outside and be like, everybody stand a little bit over while I take this picture. It's cram yourselves in. Cram yourselves in. And smile. That's it. Alright. No more Wolverine. Now we're in the smoke. Oops. Which he really... I actually, when I was coming up with the idea to do this homage, I tried to, the best of my ability, just redraw that cover. I could not do it at all. I couldn't even, for whatever reason, I couldn't get the forms. This is as close as I was going to be able to get, I think. It's such a cool, iconic cover. I can't believe that cover is 51 years old. Let's put some pants on you, bud. Dude, that's what I've been looking at. Trying to model his pants. A terrible choice, Hulk. They look like corduroys. No offense to corduroy wearers. Don't at me. Don't cancel me because you wear corduroys. Yes. Yep. And honestly, creative is cheaper than art school. Now you're probably right. Who that? Gambit Jordan. Hulk's torso scale is too small compared to Wolverine in the background. If you pull them up to scale and then together, Wolverine bigger looks more like a. Ooh, cyber? Ugh. I'm gonna give you 2 for referencing cyber. You know what though? I will steal the Hulk's these tear because I can't seem to wrap my head around it. I think that might work. Creative, one of the things I've also realized looking at old books and old covers and trying to like study those that I, not even my contemporaries, beyond my contemporaries, that the artists from the, like this from the 70s, 60s, and they were way ahead of their time in terms of what they were putting out and creatively. And it was just a shame how dismissive the world was in the sense of, oh, it's for kids, and it really wasn't. These men and women back then were just amazing storytellers. Amazing storytellers. Right? The diagonal. The last one I showed. That one there. Yeah, like I don't know. Like I don't, on some of them I just don't really plan it that way. But it just seems to be the instinctually the one. It might be cool if you end up getting one of these or any of those other compositional tools. Check out some of your older work and see how they line up. It's really interesting. Yeah, Gambit, I wasn't too sure how far I was going to go with the background. Actually, I was going to keep it simple and just have this back here. Hold on, let me move my camera back. Because it's going to be wasteland. It's going to be cold, mimicking where they first met in that cover. I think it's just some grass, some rock, whatever the heck, in a red sky, which I'm not going to copy, but we'll see. I thought debris, I thought crushed earth, I thought of all of those. Not quite convinced yet which way to go. Ike's, man, I appreciate. I'm gonna call you Ike. I don't mean to call you Ike because I'd be trying to say your full Ike's design, but Ike, I really appreciate you jumping on. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and nerding out about paper. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, brother. Creative, did you see the stuff that Ike was doing for Inktober? Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm one of those guys. I'll talk nice about him when he leaves. I wish I told him when he was on how amazing his work is. Hmm. Oh, you're referring to the old creators? Yeah, absolutely. Man, I have a book there on uh, what would you call it? Pulp art from all those pulp novels and stuff like that. And those artists, uh, as much as they would produce, weren't making any money. Man, and it broke my heart reading that stuff. And there was a firm in New York City that had basically a gallery, a museum's worth of stuff, and nobody wanted it. If I would have known, if I can go back in time, if I could go back in time, you know, I don't think they would have understood. Or if they can get a glimpse of the future and see how YouTube is and how people gravitate to artists and watch over their shoulders as they draw, kind of like what we're doing here, and the stuff they had to deal with. I think they would have enjoyed it, or at least put a smile on their face, seeing how their stuff is being appreciated today. If it wasn't then. I wish this thing wouldn't move so much. Eating through this thing. I'm sorry for the noise if it's disturbing. I don't know what type of pants those are, but they're tight. moving that. Ah, there you go. Heck yeah. You know, I didn't realize that the software I'm using to do this live stream is OBS. So freeze. I didn't realize that I can do a stream and record it. Guess who didn't press the record button? So, at least though, this will maintain on my channel. So at least, but I would have really liked to have kind of tightened it, edited, and made it a time lapse. But like you say, we're always learning. All right, let me just. Ow. This thing has conked me like 3 times already. All right, I think I'm really pretty much done with the figures. I might have to take a peek. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. I have to figure out what I'm going to do here. These 2 planes. I'm going to do some research, see if I can find some snowy landscape or something. So I won't take too much away from the characters. Keep it simple so that they can pop out the most. This paper is so smooth that I don't know if I were to use a different grade of pencil. Like my darkest right now is 2B. That it'll make that much of a difference. Let's find out. That's what this is about. Oh my goodness. What do I got? What do I got? 4B. 4B. 4B is as high as it goes. Let's try 4B. I have some more. HB. 4B. Right. Let's test this. For now, I'm going to keep this blank. I kind of like that contrast of all of this action up here and blank. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, it doesn't seem to make that much of a difference. Maybe I just can't see it. We in the 2 hour mark. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably call it. I'm not gonna do too much. I think I'm gonna just go over it with this 4B, but leave it as is. No other added detail, and then I'll figure out what to do on the bottom here before we spray it. Paint it. But I appreciate all of you that creative. Thank you for coming through. But I know you're probably gone by now. But I appreciate you coming through. Gambit, thank you for coming through. Ike, of course. He gone, but thank him for coming through. I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And that'll be it. I appreciate you guys, gals. God bless you. Have an amazing day. I'll draw you guys later. Bye-bye.